Welcome to Savvy Selections Personal Growth. If you're ready to master your mindset and build a life you truly love, make sure you follow us so you never miss out on our new content. Just take a moment and really imagine that feeling. It's a life built not on chasing some external idea of success, but on crafting this deep, intrinsic sense of fulfillment. It's all about you becoming the architect of your own life, designing it from the inside out. So why do so many of us feel a little off track? Well, it often boils down to this. We're living with borrowed blueprints. These are all the values, expectations, and definitions of success we've kind of absorbed from society, family, and culture without ever really stopping to question if they're truly ours. And you know that nagging feeling of misalignment, of being out of sync with yourself? That's not a personal failure, not at all. It's simply the natural result of trying to build an incredible life on a foundation that doesn't actually belong to you. But the great news is, you can always change the foundation. The solution is to find your true north by identifying your core values. Think of them as your internal compass. Now, they don't tell you which destination to pick, but they offer a persistent, reliable direction for your entire life's design. Now, the distinction here is absolutely crucial. Your core beliefs, those are the lens you see the world through. Your goals, those are the destinations you're trying to reach. But your values, they're the compass you use to navigate the journey. And that's a game changer because it means values aren't something you achieve and check off a list. They're something you live by moment to moment. And listen, this isn't just some nice philosophical idea. Living in alignment has real, measurable effects. When your actions clash with your values, your brain experiences cognitive dissonance, decision fatigue, and even chronic stress. But when you live in alignment, you unlock this incredible sense of intrinsic fulfillment, psychological flexibility, and a deep well of motivation. And scientific findings really drive this home. Studies using fMRI scans actually show that when you make a choice that's true to your values, your brain's reward circuits activate. You get this little hit of positive reinforcement. So making authentic choices feels good because your brain is literally hardwired to reward you for it. And this matters because that positive feedback helps build lasting habits around your values, creating a life that isn't just fulfilling but truly self-sustaining. All right, so how do you actually find that compass? How do you figure out what your non-negotiable values are? Let's get into the practical side of things, some hands-on tools you can use to excavate your core values and start drafting that personal blueprint. Now, these aren't tests you can fail. They're just simple, reflective exercises designed to help you cut through all the noise of what you think you should value and really connect with what genuinely brings you a sense of meaning and richness. Let's start with the 90th birthday test. Imagine yourself at your 90th birthday party, surrounded by everyone you love. What do you want to hear them say about you? Not about your accomplishments, but about the person you were, the character you embodied. This exercise strips away all those short-term desires and focuses you on the long-term legacy you want to build. And for a more immediate check-in, this simple journaling prompt is so powerful. Asking, "What does my soul need today?" shifts your focus away from external productivity and turns it inward. The answer might be creative expression or meaningful connection, revealing the values you're truly craving in this very moment. Okay, so identifying your values is a massive first step, but the real work, the real art of architecture, begins when you face the inevitable barriers to actually living them out in the real world. The first major barrier is an internal one: cognitive dissonance. It's that deeply uncomfortable feeling you get when you act in a way that just goes against what you believe is right. Our brains hate this feeling and will do pretty much anything to resolve it. And that's where these subconscious defense mechanisms kick in. We might avoid the issue, rationalize our behavior, decide that value wasn't that important anyway, or just tell ourselves, oh, it was a one-time thing. These are all ways our brain tries to protect us from discomfort, but they often pull us further away from our authentic design. The other major barrier is external, our deep, evolutionary fear of judgment. As social creatures, we are wired to want to fit in with our tribe. Choosing a path that's true to you but unpopular with others can trigger a primal fear of rejection. That's why it's so important to have tools to build our own sense of internal safety. Overcoming these barriers isn't about winning one single battle. It's about developing a sustainable, lifelong practice. And that brings us to the final and maybe the most important piece of the puzzle. Designing your life is not a one-time project that you finish and then put on a shelf. Your life is a living document. It's a continuous process of refinement, adaptation, and renovation as you grow and as your circumstances inevitably change. A resilient architect doesn't see a setback as a catastrophic failure. Instead, they see a design flaw as valuable feedback. It's an opportunity to learn and strengthen the whole structure. This means regularly recalibrating your blueprint, using your values as a compass to navigate life's inevitable changes, and truly embracing your life as a masterpiece that is always in progress. So that leaves us with this final question. You have the tools, you have the concept, you are the architect. What's the first small, intentional brick you will lay today to start building a life that is truly, authentically your own? What's one value you'll honor this week? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Remember to hit that like button, and don't forget to follow us so you'll always be the first to know when we release new and exciting content. We'll see you in the next video.